Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to the 15th of January 2025. We're heading in town, heading eastbound here on West Main. Gonna go in and take a look at a little Gibson guitar history, but not at the factory. You've seen those videos that I've made of the old factory there at 250 Parsons, the north side of Kalamazoo. Soon to be a Hard Rock hotel facility. We're going to talk about one of their employees, and I'm going to show you where he lived. Talk a little bit about just two of the instruments. He was very influential in their design, actually almost invention. Back in a minute. Take a quick side trip here a second and I'll show you a really cool big old tree. It's right here. Look at the limbs on this. Be right back. Won't quite see anything like that around here very much. There's another one that's down by the Henderson Castle. Pretty cool old tree, low hanging old limbs. All right, see a little bit about the architecture along here as well. Homes from the early teens, turn of the century we'll call it, 20s and 30s all the way up. Many places, of course, have been raised along here over the years as well. There's the vac shack. It's a little home with business built on the front. A home shop, or a shop home. The older schools here back in the day. Now we're within the city limit. And we're at the top of West Main Hill. See the architecture again here. Coming up on the Henderson Castle right there on the right. Mountain Home Cemetery on the left. And we are about to enter the Stewart neighborhood of Kalamazoo. Homes from the later 1800s. A little bit before with a couple of them. We're going to turn right here onto Woodward Street. One of Kalamazoo's old street signs. All right. This is the young adult or single adult branch of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in Kalamazoo. Beautiful building. I don't think Kalamazoo had much money back in the day. Sure doesn't seem like it, does it? We're going to take a little look at this home right here and talk about it right now. This yellow home right here, 315 Woodward Avenue. I'll talk about this a second. I'll be right back. This home was built in 1872 by a gentleman who was a congressman, the name of Julius Caesar Burroughs. Later, around 1919, a gentleman by the name of Lloyd Loar, he was a luthier. He moved here, lived here until 1924. Mr. Loar worked at Gibson Guitar and Mandolin Company. He is responsible for a couple of very, very historic instruments. The F5 mandolin and the L5 guitar. Now, if you are associated or have seen any YouTube videos, you can go to my YouTube channel, Walking History with Edward's Adventures, and you'll see a little longer video on the Gibson factory. If you go to Facebook, look at my Facebook page, you'll see more about this and about two of the most expensive instruments that are on the market or will not be sold, priceless actually, responsible. This man right here. One of them is Bill Monroe's beautiful old F5 mandolin. Mandolin has paperwork going back into manufacture of it in 1923. It is valued today, you can see pictures of it on my Facebook page, over $1 million. Also, you ever heard of the Carter family? Mother Maybelle Carter. She's the mother of June Carter, who married Johnny Cash. Maybelle Carter played an L5 Gibson. A few years ago, that old Gibson that Mother Maybelle Carter played was sold for $500 plus $1,000. It's on display down in Nashville, Tennessee at the Country Music Hall of Fame. Designed by a gentleman that lived right here in this house, Lloyd Loar. Look him up. He's an interesting character. He went on from Gibson, other companies and endeavors. He was quite an electrical genius, electronic genius for his age as well. You ought to read about that. Here's where he lived. Bill Monroe thanks him. So did Mother Maybelle Carter. So did a lot of others. Thanks for watching. Very interesting. I believe you hear it. One of the homes over here is being renovated, being preserved. Homes here in this whole neighborhood, most of them are protected. Take a little further ride down Woodward here. Give you a nice look at this really, really cool old Kalamazoo homes. There are walking tours of this neighborhood as well. I have never been on one yet, but I am going to keep my ear to the rail, see what I can do about that this summer. I'm going to turn here on Elmwood, of course, past the old school. Here we go. Pretty cool. The Stewart neighborhood. Some of the homes retain their natural paint chip, and the association here in the neighborhood has allowed the owners to paint them, and in some cases even highly require them to paint the homes back in their natural colors, the way that they were when they were built. And they really try the best that they can do to follow through with that. A couple of these homes back in the 60s were frat houses. They're not anymore. At one time, the Henderson Castle was a frat house. It was had by K College at the time. This isn't a frat house. This is a beauty right here. This is very, very nice. Just think of the stories. I've said that before. You can see the icicles hanging there. Just think of the stories. All the tales and the wealth and the loss of the wealth. All kinds of stories. Here's a little bit more of the architecture. This is actually on the edge of the northern edge of the Vine Street neighborhood. All right. Don't want to plow this too much farther, or over the edge you go. Figured we'd end this little video today out here at Heritage Hall this afternoon. Take a look over downtown Kalamazoo. Thank you for watching this video, and I thank all of you, over 1,600 now, for subscribing to my channel. I am humbled, very much appreciative of that. Thank you very much. And all of my international viewers, thank you very much. Please keep watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. The neighborhood that we just came from, where we were looking at the Lloyd Loar home, is off here to the far left, out of picture behind the trees here, overlooking the central city of Kalamazoo, Kalamazoo Valley here, and the Vine Street neighborhood. Look where they've been sliding. Look at here. This is really cool. Oh boy. Do they have a sliding hill going on here. Now will you see this little lip down here? That's quite a jump. That's 10 or 12 feet right off that, down into the field below. And I bet you they've been jumping this on snowboards and other things. That'd be quite a ride. I'd like to come out here when they're doing that. Easy access to the ambulance right there on Davis Street. Hospital's right straight down, Walnut right there. So yes, straight down the hill and slide right down into the ER. We hope not. Thanks again for watching. Very interesting history of the Gibson Guitar Company, and there are thousands and tens of thousands of stories that have come out of Gibson. I'll give you one little note here that I read more than once about the different celebrities that toured the factory when it was here in Kalamazoo over the years. Man, back in the 70s did the bands come through here. Unbelievable. You name it, they stopped at Gibson, including Elvis, multiple times. But the consensus was in there of the employees that Kiss was not their favorite band. They did not like Kiss. They did not like their attitude or whatever the thing was when they came through there and visited the factory. They did not like Kiss, but they really gave thumbs up to Alice Cooper. They loved Alice Cooper. He would come through and visited the factory, case of beer in tow, and he'd be drinking beers as he was walking through the factory, checking it out. Pretty good stories, and they're all true. They're documented, and there are many like it you can read about online. With that being said, go out there and tune that 6-string up. Look in your closet, look in your attic. You don't know, there might be an old brown leather case in there, and you sit and open that up and you might have an old Flying V. You might have something in there. You might have an old Gold Top Les Paul in there. Hard to tell. Even if they're a little beat up and ragged looking, they're very valuable. See you in the next one. Thanks again for watching. Have a great